Hi, Alex. We
Hi.
do have, well, I'm excited to meet another Alex, and also your last name is really similar to mine too. Gosh, it was meant to be. So you're playing the Chopin waltz, and you're looking very snazzy, just like Daniel. You both dressed up really nicely. Thank you. So I have the music all ready to go. Let's hear your Chopin, and I'm just gonna pull up the music. Go for it.
Yep.
Alex, can you actually not do that until later because then we won't be able to
Oh, okay.
see him play. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I see. I see. I see. Got
Yeah.
it.
Sorry, I was talking about Dr. Lee. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Oh, I didn't realize it did that. Okay, great. Yay! Daniel, or no, that Dan was the last one. Alex, how could I forget my own name? You're not pulling up for some reason. Brian, for some reason, is pulling up, so I can't see you. Pin video. I'm just going to pin you. There we go. So awesome job, Alex. That, you know what? I'm really glad to hear you perform for me. I really like how you have this sense of all these slurs and how they all come together for a phrase. How long have you been working on this piece?
About 2 months.
About 2 months? Okay, yeah, you're doing a wonderful job. Is this how many Chopin pieces have you played before?
Let's see, A minor, well, B minor also, F major, I think that one's G minor, C minor, and I learned a new nocturne, which was C sharp minor.
C sharp minor. Okay. Well, Alex, whoa, 6. Alex, I'll be ready for your album debut. Yeah, I'm going to purchase your Chopin album debut because you know so much Chopin. It's amazing. Okay. So I can tell that you're familiar with the sensibility. It's what we call the style of Chopin. Can you tell me how this piece starts? Like, you know, for those who are at home and haven't ever seen the music, it was actually why I wanted to pull up the music. Yeah, you're all set. Look at that.
You can do that now. Yeah, you can screen share now.
Yep. No, I'm just like, yep. Here we go. Cool. All right, Alex. So this is my edition. This is the text edition. So that means this is what Chopin had written. There's no other edits. Wow.
Wow, mostly
So
actually.
is it different?
No, I said mostly the same actually, even the dynamic.
Mostly the same. Good. Oh, good. You know,
Yep.
it's really kind of neat when you know what we're going to do, Alex? We're going to play detective in this piece. We're going to find out, uncover why Chopin is such a genius. Okay, there are some things in here that he wrote that if it wasn't Chopin writing it, it would have been so different. What's the first note that he writes? Okay, he writes an F sharp and he writes an accent on it. Okay, cool. But you know what's really interesting
Well, I think
yeah.
Like I think
Yeah.
like usually if I play songs like it usually like the first note usually is on like some of them like I play starts on the what's that called, the like it's B minor, right? So most like songs will start on the letter B.
Yes. Good. Okay, so let me put some you're right. So if it's in B minor, I'm so glad that you know that it's in B minor. When it's on the first note of the B minor scale, for instance, if it's B, it's called the tonic. Have you ever heard that before? Tonic?
Yes, tonic.
Okay. Tonic. There we go. So this one does not start on the tonic, huh?
Yeah. Starts on the fifth.
On the fifth.
Yeah, the dominant.
Yep. So there we go. We know that tonic and the dominant. All right. You're understanding your harmony, which is why you're playing this so well. So we got the harmony. You know what's also, so what happens when he starts on the dominant? Let's keep figuring it out. Why is it so neat that it doesn't start on B? You know, what is the feeling when we start on the 5? You know what's interesting? Imagine, I don't think you can imagine this because I'm sure you've practiced this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. So you know how it goes. But imagine if someone has never heard this piece before. Imagine that feeling, right? It's like, whoa, maybe you almost expect, you almost, maybe you're like, are we in F sharp major? Who knows? No, we're in B minor. So I love that you know the harmony. Good. That means I can pick on you some more. Cool. So, and really get down into details. All right. I think that what also makes Chopin so compelling here is the fact are we starting on the downbeat of the piece?
Wait, what's the downbeat again?
1. It's just 1. Like so there's 3 counts in a waltz, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What do we call this one? At the very beginning of a piece, what do we call it? If it's not the downbeat, it's a
upbeat.
It's the upbeat. Good, yeah. So
the second
good.
Third. It's the second. It starts on the second or third. So for in this case, it's the third because there's no beat behind it. That's the.
So I love that because what happens is it suspends us all on the 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there's a nice little accent on it, which I like how you play it. You're not striking down, but you're just lifting it. Can we just have you, okay, so I want you to have that start again. And you're noticing that it starts on the pickup. Can you actually have that help you get through the line a little bit more? So what that means is we're going to be thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Allow the 3 to kind of go wee, you know, into the next beat. Let's see how that sounds. Ba da 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 dee. Ta da 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 da. Ta. Okay, wait a second. This another cool thing, Alex. How many times does he repeat that dominant, that F sharp in the first line? 3 times. Can it be a little bit different every time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to play. You could play like a bit different every single time. Like the first time, you can be like loud to soft or loud to medium, your choice. Or it could be just loud, loud. Yeah, like you can play it differently.
I like this idea of playing differently. Why don't we try having we always want to think of a long line, okay? So a long phrase. That's what helps us look ahead in music. You know, it makes us excited to hear more. So first time, it's going to be maybe a mezzo forte. The next time, it's a little bit, tiny bit more, like put a sparkle on it. The third time, it's like, you know, if your mom was calling you to dinner, it's like, Alex, come to dinner.
Yeah.
Wait, and then she says it again, Alex, it's time for dinner. Alex, it's time for she's going to change it every time, right? Yeah. So can we have, okay, maybe Chopin wasn't thinking about dinner, who knows? But maybe it's like, my love, my heart, my everything, you know. So let's try that out. Let's have it build. And the F sharps are just going to become more special each time.
Yes.
And I do love how you start it. So just gradually grade it, you know, up more and more. Okay, that's good. You know, don't forget that the 3 can fall into the 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. So what you tend to do, oh, sorry. You don't want to always wait until you play the downbeat. You can do that later, you know, but let's just keep it a little bit more straightforward first. Because we want to get to that A sharp. That's a cool note. He already put in an A sharp. So let's mess around with it. Yep. So go ahead, try it again. Try it again. Okay, good. And then what's really tricky is the third, even though we're falling forward. The left hand is not going to do this. It's not going to physically get louder. It's just the feeling of maybe tipping forward, but we're not actually going to make this third. Okay, so I have to work really hard at not making the third chord or the third beat loud in the left hand.
Yeah.
So can you try that? Let's try that again.
Both hands?
Yep. Yep. So keep the left hand lower. Yep.
Yeah, now it's the same again. Let me try that again.
Uh-huh. Okay, sometimes you're successful at it. Sometimes it's not as, where it still pops out. And this is when you're successful at it. It's when you think of your third beat. Sorry, I'm gonna do this. Okay, it's when you think of your third beat. Hold on. Oh, sorry, I'm moving it too much. So you're not thinking down, down, down. You don't want to ever think of down and then you actually want to think of it scooping back towards the first. So it might be a little bit too hard to see like that, but here, watch my left hand. So where I kind of scoop 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So try your left hand. Can you try just your left hand? Yeah, it's already, yep. And you know what's interesting? That's good. And it actually has a little bit of that waltz feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, where the 2 lifts a little bit and then 3 falls back. Do you think you can incorporate your right hand? Try that with the right hand. I mean, we're moving super fast, but let's see if we can do that. Go ahead. Ba-yum, bum, ba-dum. Oh, one thing, it's also your pedal. Oh, because you lift up the pedal, it's really easy to make it stick out. So you have to be careful that you're not doing too much of a staccato on it where it's going to go pop. I do want to move on and show you a really cool part that I love, Alex, that you're thinking of doing different things to the piece. Because how many times does this repeat? It repeats a lot. You have like, it's repeating quite a bit. So you want to make sure that you highlight different things. When you get to, sometimes what you can do, Alex, is bring out the bass, on the repeat. Sorry, I don't know I did that. Can we actually start from this second ending? Da 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 dee da da dee da 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 dum. And kind of pay attention to how the bass moves. It's really pretty, and it really influences the right hand. Go ahead. Ba da dee da 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 dee. Go ahead from there. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Now, try it again and let's play it a little bit differently. This time, let's really sing out the right hand. Keep it going. Ba-da-da-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Sometimes I'm afraid this was happening in your performance, Alex, where I feel a little bit too much of the small groups where it's like da-da-da-da-dee-da-da-da-dee-da-dee-da. I want to hear a longer line. So try it one more time. And think of one longer phrase. Yes. And you know what the difference was? You actually what you did was you played, I heard this, and how you actually came down. Like it was a longer phrase. It wasn't, G was the same as F sharp. So that's how you can actually tell if you're playing a longer phrases. You don't want to play these exactly the same way. For the sake of time, Alex, let's keep going. Can we go to your trio? And I think you take it at a faster tempo, which, it's a stylistic thing, but be careful not to go too fast, because then it loses the sort of the upright character. You know what I mean? Like if you suddenly start rushing.
Yeah, like start rushing, not like that circle, like when they circle, like when they dance, they have they circle. They didn't have like that circling sound. Okay.
Yes, and you don't want anyone to trip over their gowns. Don't trip over the gown. Okay, good. Alex, sorry to stop you. So you're doing the same thing where you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I want 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. More of a gentle. You can pedal it the same way, but be careful not to feel like you're going to bounce up like this, but it's a gentle scoop back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1. Not 3, 1, 3, 1. So try that again from the trio. Okay, good. Okay, Alex.
Yes.
All right. The fourth measure, like right here. Da dum ba da dee dum ba da da dum ba da dee dum ba da. What's funny is I have a feeling. Well, I want to know what you're thinking at that point, because what my sense is, you're kind of like, let's get through that part. And I know that's not what you're thinking. So do you see how it's actually it's a really cool rhythm? Ba-yum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-dum. Let's keep it very noble. Let's keep it very, you're not going to rush through it. We're still going to pay attention to it. So what I want is a connection between each measure. I feel like you're doing it one off, like. Like one, but I want to hear. Like how it actually has a little bit of an arch to it, okay? So try again from the top of the, yeah.
Okay.
I have a plan for you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2. You have to loft have a little bit more space after the second. In the second, ba yum ba da. You're going ba ya da da. What happens is you're compressing it. You're going ba da da da. Yeah, but what if we go here? Waltz with me, waltz with me, waltz with me. Don't go waltz with me, waltz with me, but waltz with me, waltz, dance with me. Dance with me, one, dance with me, one, dance with me. So there's kind of that feeling of air in between. I know it's kind of funny to put those words, but just try from here. One, dance with me, one, dance with me, one, dance with me, one, dance with me. Just try that. Just try that measure. How does that feel?
A bit better. Yeah, like
A
not
bit-
too rushed.
So that, yes. And also what ends up happening is it sounds like when you take a little bit of time, you're really treasuring that jump of a sixth. So keep working on that. That was really good. One final thing I wanted to point out as we run out of time is, I got to share the screen again. There's, you have to notice when Chopin indicates different things that you don't expect. When have we ever seen the beat three tied over to beat one? It never happens, right? Do you see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah.
It's like, wow, everything is separated. Da-dum, ba-yum, ba-yum. Wait, what happens here?
The 3 connects to the 1.
Oh, you know what? That's a big deal because in this whole piece, he doesn't have that.
That's like really unusual.
Yes, and this is where, as we're doing our little detective work as to what's like odd or interesting about this piece, this is a moment. Yes. So can you actually start wherever is a good place for you? Maybe back up a little bit.
25. Let's start 25.
Okay.
So that's places that.
The F sharp. Or 26. 26 also works. Or actually, I'm sorry, 29 should work. Go ahead. Just find a spot before it.
Yeah, but like ours is different, so I'm trying to find like which part you are. Let's try this part, like start from here.
Yep.
Like the left hand's like.
Perfect.
Okay, found it?
Yep.
Yes, good. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, like.
Yes. Do you know what happens then? So this is where we get to have fun, Alex. Sometimes, well, most of the time you do a wonderful reach. It's very natural to go by da 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 to stretch because if you think about singing it, we have to take time to reach for that da ya da 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 be da dee. But then you have to slow down the momentum as you get through here because wow. You actually did it pretty well. Hey, it looks like we have a smiling face there. Hold on, let me see. Okay, so if you take too much time right here, then it takes away from this. So you have to be careful, okay? So one more time. And by the way, you don't always have to bring out that bass, but one of the repeats you should, just because you're trying to, paint a different picture every time. You don't want to give people the same thing. One more time from the same spot, from the F sharp. Yeah. Oh, you know what you do? I broke it down. You stretch by yum, by, and then you slow again right here. So you're stopping da ya da dum, da ya da 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 dum. So be careful. Be careful not to do too.
To what?
Don't do two slowdowns within the same measure. Da ya ba ba. So go right into the one. Go 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Da yum ba ba da da da, and then the momentum goes on.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, let's start from that place again.
Good, 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 good. And yeah, and I'm already hearing that you're paying attention to that bass. And that's really important. One final thing is, can you make sure that this, not just the accent, sorry, that you have bum ba da 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 dee 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 da da da. You're gonna show different shapes. I feel like it again, Alex, you have just keep an eye out that you're not just paying attention to this, playing that, and playing this exactly the same. Okay, so you always want to have maybe this one's a little bit more than this, or maybe this one's a little bit more. You have to decide depending on the harmony.
Yes.
Can we do it one last time?
Yes.
One last time.
Yeah, and then after that, can I squeeze a question?
Yes.
Good. Yeah, that sounds more like it.
Yeah, I love that you caught yourself. Yes. Good job. You know, Alex, I love that you're using your ears. You are your own, you're always critiquing yourself, which is how we practice. It's really good. Oh, and Alex, have you ever recorded yourself? Oh, I know that you recorded yourself playing this for the audition to play for me, but do you actually, in your practice, do you actually record during your practice sessions and play back what you sound like?
Like sometimes when I actually are like really like stumped, I actually record myself and just see, like, not just like when I'm playing, think about that, because that'll like distract me. So yeah, like recording's a really good idea.
Yeah, because the recordings don't lie, do they? The recordings are like, whoa, I thought I did that dynamic, or I thought I did this. No, the recording's never gonna lie. So yeah, Alex, it really sounds like you're doing a lot of good work in how you practice. Yeah, so good job. You had a question for me. What's your question?
Like on the first page, I don't know if you have like the first page, like this part.
Yep.
Like I know, like this is more like music theory now. It's like this is 3/4, right? Like it's supposed to be like strong, weak, weak, strong, weak, weak, right? Like is it supposed to be like like that, or like is there like an exception?
There are exceptions, yes, especially. I want you to think about, this is the most musical thing you can do. We want to not be stuck on thinking strong, weak, weak, strong, weak, but actually what ends up happening is you think too much throughout the bar line. So I'm going to screen share one more time and show you how you should actually slur it. And okay, so even though do you see how it actually goes past the bar? Da 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 ba yadi. I want you to think of the slur starting from here. Ba yadi da 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 yadi da da dee gee. So you're actually going to reach from the and into the one. And guess what? This is exactly what Chopin indicates from the very beginning. He's like, I don't want you to get stuck on the strong, weak, weak, because what is the first thing he not draws, but puts down? The 3 propelling itself. So yes, there's the exception. Good job. High five through virtual, because we really want. Sorry, I can't read this. Yeah, it's in front of me, actually. You want to actually go through, sing through the bar line. Sorry. Oh, one last comment, Alex. Work on your transitions to close out the idea, to close out the phrase. And then you close out the phrase on beat 2. 3, 1, 2. Do you see how, oh, it's so lovely that Chopin says, no, we're not going to go strong, weak, strong, but we're going to go strong, weak, bye, strong, weak, bye. So that's what I want you to take away, is that feeling of crossing the bar line and not hopping off of that third beat. That was your biggest thing. Yeah.
Thanks.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Cool. Great job, Alex. It was a pleasure hearing you.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Alex.
Oh,
Great job. Great job, Alex. Very, very good. And thank you for making the time to participate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're bowing. Yes, we must acknowledge.
Yay. All
You're
right.
bowing. Thank you. Yeah.